Hey everybody, I'm Benjamin, aka The Terrible Australian, and welcome to my video review of writer-director Whit Stillman's latest film, Love and Friendship, which of course is the big screen adaptation of Jane Austen's book, Lady Susan. So let's get right into it. Now, I should state off right at the bat that I'm actually not the biggest fan of Whit Stillman's work. The very first film of his that I saw was Metropolitan, and I absolutely hated that film. And then, of course, I saw his last film that he made prior to this one, Damsels in Distress, which I also really did not like as well. Although I did see The Last Days of Disco, which I actually thought was okay. Like, it wasn't good, it wasn't bad, but for me, I thought it was an okay. Like, I hated it at first, but as it went on, I actually did start to kind of like it a little bit. I still haven't seen his other film, Barcelona, but I'll check that out at some point. So when it came to Love and Friendship, his latest film, I was kind of dreading it a little bit because I know what his style is like in terms of how he sort of approaches characters and whatnot. But I figured since this one is based on a book by Jane Austen, it probably wouldn't, his kind of writing style and the way he sort of writes characters and dialogue and all that won't be as annoying and as pretentious as it is in these other films. So with Love and Friendship, I have to say, surprisingly, I actually quite enjoyed this film. I don't think it's as amazing as a lot of fellow critics, friends of mine, have said it is, but I thought it was a pretty solid comedy, and I actually quite enjoyed it. One of the things is like one of the things I really I don't like about Whit Stillman as a writer and director is the way, like I said before, he kind of approaches his characters. Because his characters come off as being rather kind of snobbish and pretentious, and the way that he writes the dialogue for them, they just don't sound like real people, and it was just, and for me it's just hard to relate to any of his characters in any of his films because of that, because they just didn't feel like real people to me at all. But surprisingly enough, the combination of him working with Jane Austen surprisingly works. Like, it works better than I expected it to be. Because Jane Austen has, with her books and all that, has written so many about about social status and romance, and to me it just and of course, and also, like rich families and just high society and whatnot. So this was the perfect kind of blend between, filmmaker and book, in terms with, Whit Stillman bringing the book Lady Susan to the big screen. And for most part, I thought he did a pretty solid job. Like, to me, the characters were actually not annoying for once, or just irritating. They were actually really fun. Like, I mean, that sort of stylized dialogue is there, and it's a bit rapid-fire pace and whatnot, or at least in the guise of sort of like a period costume drama and all that. But it's actually it's a very entertaining film, and there were quite a few moments where I did actually laugh as well, and I thought the cast all did a really solid work with their performances. Particularly Kate Beckinsale, which I have to say, this is without a doubt. I've always liked Kate Beckinsale, but for me this is up there as one of her best performances. She is terrific in the role of Lady Susan. She's so good, and you can tell that she relishes playing this part 110%. And it was actually cool to kind of see her interacting with her The Last Days of Disco co-star Chloë Sevigny once again in this film as well, because I actually did like him in that film, and it was really cool to kind of see them kind of get back together on screen and sharing scenes together, and and their chemistry has not missed a beat at all. But also the supporting cast are all really solid as well. Australian actor Xavier was really good in his role, and like, everyone's good. But to me, the standout performance of the film is Tom Bennett in the role of Sir James Martin. His character is so absolutely stupid on so many levels. Like, I mean, he is a complete idiot, but he's such an entertaining idiot, and he provides a lot of the film's funniest moments, and he definitely is one of my favorite, along with Kate Beckinsale, delivers one of my favorite performances in the film. Directing wise, Whit Stillman, it's not a particularly, amazing film directing wise. Like, it is very stilted, and but I think that's deliberate. as well, since, you know, since it being a costume drama and all that, it does sort of, but at the same time though, sort of that sort of stilted, kind of almost bland directing style does make the film kind of feel a little TV movie-ish at times. And I kind of wish there was a bit more style to it, but Whit Stillman has never really sort of been a visual director, so I can forgive him for that, because the script that he wrote for this film was pretty solid, and you know, and the cast do really good work with it. And yeah, I mean, this one was definitely a big surprise for me. I quite enjoyed it. Like I said, it does have its issues, and I don't think it's as amazing as everyone has made it out to be, but I quite enjoyed it, and to me it was worth it just for the cast and also some of the film's funnier moments as well. So yeah, I mean, it's an enjoyable costume drama, and I think for those who might scoff at the idea of another costume drama and whatnot, I mean, but this one is definitely one of the better ones, and this one is a film that aims to, you know, get laughs out of its audience. Like, it is a comedy. I mean, I shouldn't say it's a costume drama. I should say it's a costume comedy, I should say. Because at the end of the day, it's a comedy through and through. And it's quite an enjoyable one. So, if I had to give this film a rating, I give it a solid 3.5. Like, it's not amazing, but it's quite enjoyable and quite witty at times as well. So, yeah, that's it. That's the end of my video review of Love and Friendship. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And I'll see you all later. See you, everyone. Bye.